Theo, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
What's your last name?
Well, that is my last name. So
okay,
my first name's Jonathan, last name's Theoret.
Okay.
So
nice.
But I'm up here just talking to people, just like yourself, and
Sick.
asking why they're up here in Corner Canyon for today.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just doing a training session, so shot here, have like 3.5 hours on too. So started in Highland and then went through Alpine, up through Falls, and over down Jacobs and up to here. It's a beautiful day.
So training session for what exactly? What are you preparing for?
I'm trying to get into the Lifetime Grand Prix for 2026. So I'm just doing a big build year pretty much right now. Kind of just finishing up the preparation phase, and we'll move into base next week. So.
And what is that event? I have no idea what you're talking about. Please explain
absolutely.
it A to Z. A to Z.
So,
go through it.
Yeah. So the Lifetime Grand Prix is a big series that essentially Lifetime, the company, bought a bunch of the one-day big races in the country, like Leadville, Bitcher Classic, Sea Otter Classic, Crusher, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And they made a series out of it, and so anyone can race all the races, but they select. This year it's going to be 22 riders to be a part of it.
Wow.
And so there's like an application process and whatnot to try to get on. And so they're looking at a couple of things. But the biggest thing, obviously, is how fast you are. You're trying to compete with the best. So
it's cross country.
Cross country and gravel. Yeah,
and gravel,
so it's a combo. You have races like Leadville on the mountain bike, and then Unbound is on the gravel. Or, so they kind of mix it up. It's about half and half. There's typically 7 races in the series, and 3 will be on mountain, 4 will be on gravel, or vice versa.
And is it the same bike that you use for both, or do you have a rigid frame and then a cross-country frame?
Yeah, so I'll be using that bike right there for like the mountain bike races.
Wow.
And then for gravel races, it's like true gravel bikes that drop bars and rigid.
Like you're just more tucked in.
Yeah, it's basically an off-road road race, essentially.
Gotcha. So Lifetime, are we talking about Lifetime Fitness, like
yes,
correct. The actual the gym, the people that do the gym and all that stuff, the family events.
Yep.
So they're hosting, so they're doing races, and they're across the U.S. They're across Canada, North America, everybody.
Just the United States.
Just the U.S.
Currently, yeah.
And
so that's where the series is located.
And in order for you to participate, you have to have a certain threshold of
anyone can participate in the races,
Gotcha.
but to make the selection to be part of the overall pro series, then you have to be selected by them essentially.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of a subjective choice, but a lot of it is you got to be legit. So.
And is most of it uphill? How many miles? Downhill? How many miles?
Yeah, good question.
Is it crazy?
So I'll give an example of Leadville is kind of one of the most famous races in the series. It's a 100-mile mountain bike race in Colorado.
100 miles.
Pretty much all above 10,000 feet in elevation, and it's essentially a 50-mile out and back on mostly dirt roads. And so with a teeny bit of snow track, pretty much all dirt roads though, and there's about 12,000 feet of climbing throughout that race. And so, it's fast. It's you're on dirt roads, kind of flying straight in groups and things. So that's and then there's Sea Otter Classic, which is more like a true mountain bike race. They actually switched it to gravel for this next year, but typically it's kind of almost kind of like this sort of trail system for, I think they do 100K, so 60 miles or so. So anything kind of from that, and the shortest race is a 40-mile mountain bike race in Wisconsin. And that one's just full gas and kind of cross-country ski, grassy sort of stuff. So, and then the longest race is Unbound, which is 200 miles of gravel racing in Kansas.
Wow.
And that one's just kind of full gas as well, just basically a road race on dirt roads.
But are you on a team? Are you just solo dolo?
Solo dolo, yeah.
And you get sponsorships and stuff, and people interview you about this stuff? Or?
So we're kind of working on that. Like I said, I still kind of have a long ways to go. My goal is to get in for 2026. So we're kind of on the entry point right now where I do have Bucked Up that's supporting me right now, which is super awesome, and they're just giving me free product, which is really helpful since I'm training so much to go through a lot of drink mix and whatnot, and so that's super nice. And then Spry's been super good to me since I started racing in high school.
Yeah, I'll definitely film the bike before we head out of here.
Yeah, cool, nice.
But talk about it while you're here. I'll film it, cool. And then talk about the components and stuff.
So that's kind of been the two main support system right now, and hopefully that will continue to expand, and as I get faster and can kind of offer more.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of in luck. I'm actually looking for sponsors.
You are?
Yeah.
Nice.
I sell merino wool apparel for out mountain bikers and stuff like that.
Oh, no,
I don't know if you want a free one, but I'll give you one.
Sure. That'd be cool.
This is one of them right here.
Okay, nice. Let's say
it's all 100% merino wool.
Really?
I noticed you're wearing polyester there, so I don't know how comfortable that is. But,
Interesting.
But I'll give you a card after this. But anyways,
cool.
Talk about your bike though. So what are the components on this thing? Because I've never seen a bike like this before.
Yeah.
This is cross country heavy, lightweight, made for just trails.
It's sick. So this is the Spry Centaurus. It's their newest model, so the 2024. And it has, my favorite feature on it probably is the flight attendant, which is the newest RockShot suspension. So if you look at the suspension, how there's a little battery on both the front and back.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on there is it's connecting with the power meter and has sensors and essentially knows if it should be fully opened in a pedal efficiency mode or fully locked out.
So you're going uphill, full close, going downhill.
Smooth, exactly. And so,
what?
Or if you're going uphill and it's bumpy, it'll be in like a pedal mode where it's still giving you some suspension to optimize traction and whatnot. So like that part's super sick. It's 120 millimeter front and rear, so it still rips down hills, but it only weighs like 23 pounds, so it's super light. It flies uphill, and then it's got the SRAM transmission drivetrain on it with power meter.
Is that the GX? Or no?
That's the XX.
XX?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's lightweight, man.
Yeah, it's light, and then FOTS transfer SL dropper, carbon wheels. I'm actually doing kind of a funny setup right now where I flatted in Midway like a couple weeks ago, and like some random guy gave me his old enduro tire because I already used both my plugs. And so I've got like a 2.5 enduro tire in the front and just like an Aspen race tire in the back. And I'm actually kind of liking it. Like it's really fun right now to just be able to like just have more grip on the down and more braking power and stuff. So it's kind of a little bit of a funky setup there right now. But yeah, that's the setup that I'm rolling with right now.
Damn, man.
Yeah, it's sick.
And like from your perspective, you've been doing this for how long?
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, started racing when I was 14.
And what's the itch? What's the drive? I mean, what keeps you doing this thing?
Yeah,
I mean, some people would think like, oh man, this is so boring. Like, you gotta go do something else once in a while. But damn, what keeps you going, man?
Well, I think there's a few things. There's like something really exciting and fulfilling about working towards something and seeing progress in it. I think that's a big part. I think there's a bunch. The other thing is like I love being outside. I feel like every time I go for a ride, especially like a long ride, something epic, it's just like I'm in college right now in senior year, and it's like then I go back and it's like, wow, I was just stressed about that essay. Like it's so low key. Like I just climbed 3 mountains, you know. Like this is nothing. So I think it's like given me a lot of perspective on things, and it's kind of been like a really good teacher for life. And it also has connected me with a lot of people, like even like this is super random obviously, but like with you, right? And so this, and then all through high school, and like a lot of my best friends have come from the cycling community, and I do a lot of backcountry skiing in the winter to train as well, so kind of that as well. So I love the people in it, and then the progress, and I feel like I'm doing something like sweet, which is super fun, and motivating.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah. And especially now that I'm working towards something big. For like a while, kind of after high school to now, it's kind of like, I don't really know what I want to do with this. It's something I want to really lock into. And after a series of events kind of this summer, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go for it. Like, now's the time. And so that's been super fun and super motivating to have a very clear goal that I'm working towards, and helps me just train like crazy.
So in the next like 5 years, like 6 years, graduate from college, I mean, what's your degree? What are you doing?
It's called Experience Design and Management.
Okay.
So it's a business degree from BYU, and it's essentially like the study of the experience aspect of businesses. So think like Disneyland, ski resorts, that kind of stuff.
That's
like
awesome.
What makes those work? Yeah. It's
The
kind of cool.
experience, right?
So, but what I'm planning on doing is I'm actually working on starting a business as well right now that'll kind of like work really nicely with trying to race bikes professionally. And it will, so like as I get faster, you build more of an audience, and it makes it easier to sell things to those people. And it's essentially a topical cream lotion that uses sodium bicarbonate to help clear the lactate, so you put it on before hard training sessions or racing.
Oh wow.
So that's kind of what I'm working on.
It penetrates the skin. It's able to remove the lactic acid.
Yeah, essentially. It's kind of like pros have been taking sodium bicarb orally for decades, but it has some gut side effects and whatnot. So you can kind of bypass it by applying it topically. So we're just working on the formula right now, and then hoping...
Beef tallow, man.
What?
Beef tallow and that. I feel like there's two ingredients. I think that's the best.
Yeah. So that's kind of the plan, and then hopefully once I graduate, I'm already working on that, but hopefully I can kind of focus in a little bit more on that and just kind of keep training. And I'm single right now and don't need a lot of money to live, so I can kind of just keep rolling with it. But
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. So have you always lived in like the Salt Lake City Valley?
Yeah, I grew up in Highland, so just right on the south side of Corner Canyon here.
And what's your thoughts on how it's expanded in the last like year or 5-10 years? I mean, it's exploded.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
I'm one of those transplants.
Really,
so I came from Michigan, so
it's wild. Where like I mean, I grew up just riding like Lambert Park in Alpine. I don't know if you've ridden there, but
Is that south? Where is that at?
it's like the south corner over here.
I've never ridden it,
Okay.
but
Anyways,
sure, it's on trail forks and stuff.
yeah, and it's just a small little trail system. And then like over here there was like Rush, and like that was kind of it. You know, like there was other stuff like none of the south trails, right? There wasn't Vertigo, Levitate, Europa, Otun, Baby, Three Falls. None of that existed, right? It was like Rush, Jacobs, and then kind of all these other trails.
So it's been here for a while.
It's been here for a while, yeah.
Okay.
And so it's been crazy to see, like, when I first joined the mountain biking team, I believe there were, like, 30 kids on the team. And by the time I graduated, there was, like, 150.
Oh, wow.
And so in those 4 years, you know, we're just exponential growth. And it's crazy because now, obviously, there's people just everywhere on the trails, but there's also way more trails. So,
That's
like,
true.
I'm a fan because, like, now it's, like, I could ride Corner Canyon every day for a month and ride different stuff every day. And, like, that's remarkable because it's in my backyard, and that's just crazy.
And what'd you ride today? I mean, was it just you're just going up Maple Hollow just to get some laps in?
So I started in Highland, so kind of on the south end, and then went through Lambert Park, did a couple laps in there. And then, I don't know if you've ridden Three Falls.
I have not,
So
no. I haven't been over there yet.
Okay,
I just know Jacobs and Thrush.
It rides across the mountain range, and then I went down Jacobs, and then up the dirt road, and then I'm going to head to... I don't know what's open right now or not.
Rush is closed.
Rush is closed. I bet all the downhill trails are closed then. So I'll probably fill up and maybe go do another lap or two on Jacobs and then see you from there. So
that's fucking badass, man.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. I really appreciate you coming here. I'll give you a card though. And honestly, do you have like a social media account that we can follow you at?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just at a.j.conover. What's the name of your podcast?
It's my company's called Woolly, so essentially it's a company. I just come up here, but I market my merino wool products.
Cool, that's sick.
Super comfortable to go
by. Yeah.
I was just at Rebel Rampage last weekend.
Oh, that's dope.
It was 97 degrees. Watching these athletes go crazy, and it's super hot. But in this thing, it's fantastic.
It's nice, right? That's cool.
So, yeah, go ahead and type that in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this podcast is kind of like an extra thing.
Yeah, cool.
It's kind of fun just talking to people that ride.
Totally.
And there's also like there's hikers up here. I mean, there's all kinds of people.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Yeah, there I'm at.
And you never know when someone random's gonna show up and be like, "Oh yeah, I ride pretty good."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me film your bike real quick.
Yeah, please.
It's so badass.
Thanks.
This thing is crazy. You got like the SRAM double X. These battery I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's super fun.
Jesus Christ. Oh, you probably put how many miles on this thing so far?
So I actually just got this like 2 months ago, so not a ton, but I only for 2 months probably ridden.
Ripping out the
1,500 miles. Yeah, this is my butt down base.
Yeah, oh, you get the little,
top off.
you get a little like a BPM sensor and everything on this thing.
Exactly.
Damn. You said 23 pounds. God.
Yeah, I mean with this big tire, it's probably adds another pound or something, but.
What's in this little mix here? Let's look
So
like
yeah, this is the Butt Up endurance mix, and it's essentially just a high carb mix. It's got 70 carbs in here. I think this is 3 scoops.
It's mostly sugar
too. Yeah, and then it's got like electrolytes and things. So when I'm training, depending on the day, I'll usually shoot for like 80 carbs an hour, and I get most of that through my mix, and then kind of eat a little bit here and there. So a lot of times I'll just throw it in a Ziploc bag and fill up where I can. It's all good. So.
You're prepared, man.
Yeah,
you have 2 water bottles, you can ride all day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I do sometimes, so.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's sweet.